Well, it's day 2 of the project, taking this stuff out. If you were with me the other day, I took all this stuff out. I showed you how to get that out comfortably and cleanly, and even taking the stuff off the backsplash without poking holes in there. I'm going to do the same thing with this today. If you didn't watch that video, or even if you did, you'll probably learn some more stuff. Check this out. Check this out. When we had some earphones, well, protective earwear, and this is going to protect me today. And I just had toilet paper in my ears the other day, and I don't have such good ears anymore, and so I've got to protect them the best I can. Remember, I told you we were going to save this. I'm going to save this sink until last. So today, my goal is to take the entire countertop off, the trim, the backsplash, little section, get it all cleaned up, making it look just like that, and leaving the sink in for tomorrow. And lucky for me, this tile, there's a joint right there, so I could just pull up this tile up to this joint, right? Here's another joint there. Here's a joint here, and I can take it up to there, or I can snap that off or something. But this will be the last bit that I have, this section here, for tomorrow. Okay, that'll protect this from getting, if I would have taken the sink up before, I still would have had to have done something there, because I don't want all the debris and stuff flying down inside the cabinet. Then I have to clean out the cabinet. As it is, I'll still have to clean out the cabinet to a certain extent, but I took some of my craft paper, I cut it, and I just taped it on here. Okay, that's going to protect it for today, and then tomorrow, when I get ready to disconnect the sink and everything, I'll pull that up, and then everything else will be cleaned up. So there'll hardly be anything underneath the sink. And I was trying to figure out how well they caulked this and sealed it between that and the tile, and thinking, how am I going to wedge something under there, a little bit, all the way around the thing, and do it carefully, because I put this on Facebook Marketplace, and I just posted it yesterday, hoping that somebody might take me up on my offer of buying this cast iron sink, because we're not going to need it anymore. Plus the garbage disposal. I took a picture of the garbage disposal and the sink, saying, hey, you want the whole thing? $225. Now, I don't know, that might be too high if I don't get any requests. Anybody looking at it today, I may lower it down to $195, $175, something like that. Okay, but no sense throwing that whole thing away. But after I get all of this out of here and all cleaned up, making it look like this, then can you see tomorrow, it's going to make my life a little bit easier for loosening this up once I disconnect everything underneath the sink and the garbage disposal and the traps and all that kind of stuff, and the water lines going up to the faucet, and the this is for the air gap for the dishwasher, and I'll get that disconnected and all that. Then can you see, I could take my pry bars, I've got plenty of pry bars to choose from, and go underneath this tile, underneath this edge of the tile, and probably pry the whole thing up with these little tiles attached to the bottom of this and this. Then I can take that out in the garage and kind of beat the stuff off, having this upside down with a chisel and a flat bar and stuff like that. Or I may even sell it with this little bit on there, telling someone, oh, you just have to chip that off. But more like, let's chip it off in the garage and see how well it comes off and that. So I figured that would be a good way to take this sink off. Had I taken the sink off before this countertop, it would have, like I said, it would have been difficult disconnecting everything. Then I'd have to take a stiff putty knife underneath here and tap it with a hammer all the way around to loosen up underneath that, because I'm sure they've got something stuck down on that, and that might have been difficult in itself. Okay, so anyways, I've got my plastic barricade up. I fixed the area over there. This plastic is still up there nice. See, this is all the dust that's going to come down. Oh, look at that. The kitty's been in here. She's been inspecting my work, giving me the okay to continue working. And I've checked down here to see how well everything's down tight. Like I said, fix that. I've got this pretty good. And I wanted to make sure, we've got a little deck out there. And I told Mommy, I says, if you go out there, make sure to close the door when you're out on the deck. I don't want the wind breeze from outside coming in here, because then it starts blowing this plastic around, especially if, you know, it could possibly loosen up the plastic or the tape or around the side, blow a hole. If you have a little hole, it could get bigger. Same thing if you have an air conditioning register in here, ceiling fans, windows, keep all that stuff closed. You want to keep the dust to a minimum. We're trying to keep the dust all enclosed in this area, so once it's up in here, these particles are so fine with this dust. They just stay in here for hours before they settle all the way down to the ground. Okay? So, as you can see how I've got everything protected. I use craft paper around the lower cabinets. And then I got the craft paper on top of that. I got that cardboard, the heavier, thicker cardboard backing material down on the floor for remodeling and stuff. You can find that in most hardware stores nowadays. You didn't used to have that years ago. And I would have ended up probably using craft paper. You can put craft paper down, and if you think any of this stuff's going to rub in, just keep constantly sweeping this. And I had to sweep this with this stuff dropping down on the floor. I tried to be as careful as I could, stacked everything up on top of there as I went. But I kept sweeping it over here, sweeping it over here. I must have swept 8 or 9 times, you know, because I don't want those little bits of tile. This tile is sharp. It's almost like shards of glass and stuff. And you get on that and you start stepping on it and sliding, you're going to start poking holes through this floor, and you could possibly start damaging your existing floor, depending what your existing floor is. If you got floor tile, linoleum, you could put a scratch in there, a gouge in there. Hardwood floors, fake wood laminate flooring, you can put scratches in that. Any type of flooring surface you want to have protected, and you want to keep it nicely swept up and clean. And I think I did a pretty good job. It doesn't even really look like hardly anything fell on here, does it? Okay, granted, one little piece over here. If you were here yesterday, I was pulling the side piece off just with my hand, because I don't want to take the side. These side pieces, I take off last. That way I dig the tile out on top, dig the concrete out, and all that. And then lots of this, virtually, you can just pull off with a screwdriver, or I just did it with my hand as I was holding the camera. And this had 2 pieces. I was pulling this one off right here, and the other piece fell, and it gouged the board here just a little bit. It didn't go down to the floor, and I got a little mark here on the wall, right there, on the baseboard. All of that from one little piece falling down here. I wasn't thinking it was going to fall. Had I not been showing you with the video camera, I would have had 2 hands on it, it wouldn't have fallen. Okay, so, I mean, that's to be expected when you're doing demo, but I'm trying to do this in such a way because we're saving the cabinets, we're installing new countertops. In fact, the countertop guy wants me to take the plywood off too, so I'm going to take the plywood off, but I'm not taking the plywood off until I get done with everything. Okay, once I get everything done and swept, I swept this off with a little hand broom, then I'm going to probably take a vacuum with a vacuum attachment and get this out. You could do it with a shop vac too. We got a crummy little vacuum. I can get all that stuff off, because the more stuff I get off this plywood, the better. Because once I start pulling the plywood up, guess where all this dust is going? It's going down inside the cabinet that I have to wipe out again. It's going down inside the drawers. There's a bank of drawers here. I want to be as careful as I can. That's why I want to clean up all the way around this kind of stuff and all that. And what I may end up doing, I'm not sure yet, but once I pull this plywood up, if I can get it up in pieces and see, I think there's a seam. Yeah, there's a seam right here. See? No, I thought there was a seam. No, there's not a seam. Look at that. I'm looking, I thought there was a seam right here that went all the way across, but it's not, because there's no joint. There's no joint right there. I think this is one piece. Now I can get the piece up and then pull some nails, bend the nails or something, get this all clean. Then I'm thinking about patching the sheetrock prior to the guys coming to install the counters, because once they install the counters, then I got to put craft paper, masking tape up on here just to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I'm going to have to end up doing that to a certain extent, anyways, because ultimately we're going to end up finding some cool tiles, wall tiles, and we're going to put a backsplash here that goes from the new countertop up to the bottom of the cabinets, up to the bottom of a microwave, down below where the stove's going to be, and all that. Okay, I think that'll look rather nice. Initially, we were talking like putting the coarse countertops here and then having them make the same size, height backsplash, maybe a little bit higher to cover that line, and do that all the way around, and then do a full piece right there. Then you still got your walls painted, and it looks kind of samey. And I thought, you know, to add a little something in this little condo, wouldn't it be nice to have some full tiles, well, 6x6, 4x4s, or the rectangular ones, or something cool, some wavy stuff. Who knows? We'll have to go to the store and try to find that out. But I think it's going to be nice and cool to do that rather than just do a little splash with the same countertop material. So that's what we decided to do. Hey, you can do it however you want. You keep watching, you'll see what it looks like. Obviously, when we cut the tiles, man, look at all these plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 light switches. There's another electrical outlet, and I put a blank plate over there because that's where an old telephone location used to be. And I'm not sure how to end the tile over there. We've got to put the tile at least over there to protect, to cover up the section wall, because that corner over there, from there to the side of the cabinet, is going to show. You see what I'm saying? And because it's a counter, it makes sense to do the tile all the way to that edge. But I'm not sure how to step the tile. Do I start it low and just make it this height, a little bit higher than that, and then straight up here across, or do I put the tile here up this high, then straight across? Or depending what kind of tile we get, it might, you know, come to think about it, it might, I don't know, it might look nice to run this little section of wall all the way up to the ceiling and down next to the cabinet with tile. You know, depending what that looks like, I don't know. We'll just have to see. That's a work in progress. That's not part of this this project I'm doing right now. First and foremost, I'm concentrating on one thing at a time. Yesterday, all I was concentrating on was this. Okay, now today, all I'm going to concentrate on is getting this out to make it look just like that, except leave the sink and have everything else swept up. If you want to watch that, stick around. Hey, even though it's going to get up to 84 degrees today, I thought I would wear my long sleeve shirt. That's going to protect my arms from not getting marked up and some cuts from that tile as I'm chipping away at it, as I'm loading it, as I'm carrying it back and forth, putting it into the buckets and all that kind of stuff. Hey, be ready for your project. I got my earplugs on this time with this, my goggles, a mask, a hat, my back brace. I've got a knee brace on and my gloves. I'm all set to go, okay? Be ready for your project.